Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I have something from Midgards Messer. And it's it's pretty heavy. There's something dense and large in there. I don't think it's an absolute monstrosity, but it's Midgards Messer. It's gonna be a big knife. Thanks so much to Midgards Messer and Tools for Gents for sending this in. Actually, I'm gonna link Tools for Gents right down in the description. If you've never checked out Tools for Gents and you're wondering, like, where do you get all these like super crazy, like overbuilt? A lot of that stuff actually comes from Tools for Gents. And it's a good idea to follow them and check out their retail site so you know what's coming and when it's coming. But if you're a fan of that stuff, especially Midgards Messer stuff, check them out. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And please, make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. All right, I gotta know what's in here. I've obviously taken out of the box already, but I don't actually know. Oh boy, yeah, it's definitely big. Boy, it looks a lot like... I have another one that's really similar, but this almost looks like a super version of it. What is this? What the heck is going on back here? What? I feel like I'm going to pull a spring and this thing's going to either transform or explode. It's a frame lock. What is going on with this? Is this the tool? Be a tool. What is this? Oh no, is it? Hold on. Is that a secondary bolt lock? No. Yes. Yes. That's what that is. Look at that. That is so cool. Oh, this is so unnecessary and ridiculous. But guys, I live for... What is this? What comes out of the end when you use it? That's really bizarre. I live for stuff like this. I live for stuff that is so beyond necessary. Oh, that's just fun. I love when companies are doing stuff that's fun and just silly. So unnecessary. But it works. Okay, so that's exactly what it is. Oh, man. So... if you're new to Midgards Messer knives, let me tell you something, and you'll hear this echoed in the comments down below. This is actually one of the tamer designs. I'm dead serious. This is actually one of the tamer designs. We have, obviously, it's nearly a 1/4 inch. They must have heard me at one point say, gosh, I wish they extended the jimping a little bit. So they're like, not only have we extended it, but we doubled the amount. Like in this area, they've given you jimps on jimps and then extra jimps in case you run out of jimps right here, right? They've also textured it, which is beautiful. I almost missed that because I was so overwhelmed by everything else. So here's something that I'm going to praise you guys on real quick here. Let me take a look. Yeah, that appears to be much better. I don't know what you did with this one that's different than the other one, but the other one that's very similar, and I forget the name of it, it's got a bunch of like NARs and like little goof-ups in the hardware. And at first I said it must be because we've got hex head, but this doesn't appear to have the same issues. This looks way more finished. So... what are we calling this? We're literally just calling it the Carbine rifle knife. Still CPM D2, which let me point out, I know you're gonna have some people that are absolutely making the hottest pot of spaghetti down in the comment section. Like they are absolutely filling their diapers with the meatiest, sauciest spaghetti over that right now. And guys, listen, to all of the spaghetti wizards and all of the just, the heavy diaper wearing people, I get it, right? I'm making fun of you, but I get it. CPM D2 at this price, it's not really what people want to see. People want to see S45EN. on something like this. At this geometry, that blade steel makes way more sense. It's much easier to choke down the price. So I'm not sure what the deal is with CPM D2. It is different than D2. It is the powder form version. And while we don't get that much more in terms of the overall balance of performance, it is definitely a higher performing composition than ingot form D2, and absolutely more expensive in terms of what it takes, because this is an American composition. It's not like it's a magical, like from some other part of the planet, CPM D2. No, it's CPM D2, meaning it came from Crucible, meaning it came from the United States. It costs more money for them to make than ingot D2, and it definitely costs more money for companies like Midgards Messer to purchase and then turn into a blade steel. A blade. It absolutely 100% costs more money. Now, does that translate into a massive difference in terms of performance? Not necessarily. A massive group of people could also argue that the vast majority of people will not notice the difference in performance of even M390 versus ingot form D2. But that's not really what it's about, right? We want all of the horsepower that's supposed to be under the hood, so to speak. So, I'll say this again. I think these knives, as crazy and ridiculous as they are, and they absolutely cater to a certain crowd, these are obviously not meant to make everybody happy. People who are like, I don't like overbuilt knives. Imagine for just a moment they didn't make this knife for you. I know that's hard to believe because you're the main character in your own story. And, something as mundane as going to the grocery store and getting groceries must be super interesting because you're the main character. These might not have been designed for you. This Metal Complex guy sure is, he's a little bit sarcastic. Huh? I don't know if I like his tone. I'm not sure I want to subscribe. Yeah, these are definitely meant for, a certain type of person who just likes the overly ridiculous. I'm definitely one of those people, right? But if you like this stuff, but you're put off by the CPM D2, you're not alone. It would be a smart move to move to something like S45VN. I think there's a number of steels that people would prefer. M390 is a silly choice, but then again, we're also looking at kind of a ridiculous build. This lock absolutely does provide additional fortification because it doesn't allow you can see how I can move this out of the way, but it's sliding. That's what this hole is. This goes all the way through. It has to. So this pin slides into the blade. That's what's happening, obviously. So that's not allowing the blade to come back down. Interesting. I have never seen a secondary lock like this, right? I kind of like that it does that because once this is pushed back down here, there's no way that's coming back up. And it's not all loosey-goosey. Like, there's tension holding it in. Look, you have to actually kick it up out of there. We're all just like, I just imagine everybody really close to the screen. But yeah, like, that's so crazy. Holy moly. The overall finish work on this is really nice. And it's like I said, as far as the Midgards Messer stuff goes, man, the action is really crazy on this. The action is actually really, it's not just the fact that we've got, I'm going to guess, almost a 1/4 inch blade. It's not just that. Hold on. I have a new thing that I keep on my, this is to keep so that when I need the thing that measures the calipers, they're not like lost. It's not just the fact that we have a nearly, oh, we went bigger, did we? We went over a 1/4 inch. Okay, I was going to say, this is the thickest Midgards Messer knife I think that I've seen. I'm gonna keep this one. It's just that different. This is, oh, no way! Cool! That's cool! I love that! The only other time I've seen this is on like the Hawk Deadlock Oh, I love that. Yeah, this is a cool one. This is cool. This just like, I mean, the only thing that's, and let's not forget, guys, it's actually got another lock, right? For people who are like, not as strong as my cold steel Triad lock. Let me pull my pants up over the bridge of my nose and say it again. God, I'm so glad you guys can't see me because I'm actually pulling my pants up really high. The cold steel Triad lock. No, my mustache is so thick and burly, and my forearms are as dense as the trunk of an oak tree. Shut up! Shut up! Anybody can buy a cold steel Triad lock. Some of the knives that use a cold steel Triad lock are less than $50. It's not that special, right? That's great, fantastic. If that's what you're doing is chopping down oak trees with it, that's great. Go out there, pull your pants up really high and feel like a man, I guess, if that's your thing. But they're not the only knives in the whole world that sport that type of thing. And let me remind everybody, once you get past a certain number of contact points with a lock, it's overkill. It's completely and totally overkill. Every other part of the knife will disintegrate before the lock. And what's the point if you don't have a functional blade, right? But let's go ahead and point it out anyway. Maybe one day I should turn the camera towards myself while I'm doing that. So we have the lock engaged, right? So that's one. Then we have two here. We also have what is serving as the stop pin, which we didn't actually look at. Is that internal? We have two more lugs bracing internally on channels. So one additional point of contact versus a traditional stop pin here, plus the frame lock, plus the extra pin lock. Cold steel Triad lock fans, I'm sorry, you know, you don't have to dig your grave. You don't have to have the coffin ready, right? But maybe you should sit down before I say this. I'm not going to say you're going to pass away, but it might be hard to hear. There's actually one additional contact point, unless you count both contact points from the stop pin, in which case there are two additional points of contact when we're talking about everything that affects lock strength. And this is over the Triad lock. All right, catch your breath. You'll be all right. I'm just kidding. It's obviously overkill, but it's ridiculous. It's so fun, right? Crazy. What the heck is it? Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. The carbine rifle knife. Okay. That was a fun one. Wow. Absolutely ridiculous. I love this stuff. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This is obviously not a review. It would have been a terrible review. I will review this knife seriously, or as seriously as I can, here in a few weeks. Thanks so much to Tools for Gents and Midgards Messer for sending this in. This is a really fun one. I'll link this knife if I can. It's probably a pre-order. I'll link it and Tools for Gents in general down in the description. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do of course have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive, or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.